Hey everyone, my name is Wedge. We're knee-deep in conspiracy coverage, and today we're taking a more financial look at the set. There's been a lot of talk about how impactful the set is financially on Magic in general. We're going to really look at that and figure out just how impactful it is. Of course, by that I mean I'm about to show you why conspiracy sets are the best in the world for Magic finance. I'm going to show you how these sets will save you so much money in the long term. This is going to be great. All the prices we use for this video will come from tcgplayer.com, and the graphs we use are from mtgstocks.com, just so you know. If you enjoy financial videos like these and want more of them in the future, be sure to hit the like button. Helps out a lot. Before we dive into individual prices, it's important to keep a few things in mind. First, packs are selling for $4 each. The same price as normal standard packs, no price inflation, no limited print run, none of that crap. Second, you can buy Conspiracy in stores like Target and Walmart. It may not mean a lot to you, but it means a heck of a lot to players who don't have a local game store. A key to accessibility is a set being available beyond the LGS. Conspiracy is going to be everywhere, so remember, no price inflation, no starved availability. This is a fairly priced, easily accessible set. Alright, let's begin. The card that made the most noise as soon as it was spoiled, Berserk, of course. I can't imagine anyone expected this reprint in Conspiracy. After sitting around $50 for years, Berserk began spiking in late 2014. Never really settled after that, climbing to around $100 each. Up until its From the Vault printing, Berserk had only ever been printed in Alpha, Beta, and Unlimited. So you can imagine the lack of supply there. While the From the Vault printing does count as a foil printing, this is the first real foil printing the card has ever gotten. As such, while the From the Vault foil is just shy of $100, the new Conspiracy foil version already selling around $150. Gotta love that From the Vault foiling process. Not. Anyways, as you can see here, Berserk from Conspiracy is way lower than its previous printings. I don't think the new printing will lower them too much since they're so old and have the old artwork, but now players can get the card without having to shell out $100. It's a good reprint if you ask me. Next up on the list is Show and Tell, another slam dunk crazy reprint in Conspiracy that everyone expected in Eternal Masters. Originally printed in Urza Saga, Show and Tell didn't have a foil printing until it was given the Judge promo makeover some years back. Why is this important? The new Show and Tell uses the same new artwork the Judge promo used. If you want Show and Tell with new art, you can do so at a fraction of the price. If we're talking non-foils, Show and Tell is a staple in both Vintage and Legacy and various combo strategies. Because of this, in addition to low supply, it's settled just north of $60 each for the past few years. With the Conspiracy printing Tank Central, the Conspiracy version of the card is already below $30. Not only that, but the Urza Saga Classic version of the card is also dropping significantly, with prices for Nearman copies nearing $40 each. That's a huge drop for an old card. Show and Tell being reprinted nuked that price. It's good to see. Serum Vision's coming back as one of the biggest pieces of news in a while. This long overdue reprint is back with original art and an upshift in rarity. It's only to the uncommon slot, so it shouldn't be too bad. After becoming a staple in Modern, Serum Vision spiked above $10 for a while, eventually settling a bit under that mark in the past year, but still, for a common, it's craziness. With the Conspiracy printing coming out, the card is already under $2 each. That's right, if you need copies of Serum Visions, it's time to throw yourself a party. They're going to be pennies in a month. Look at those prices, Tank City. Burning Wish is making its triumphant return to a real set for the first time since it was originally printed in Judgment. It's been a while. Played in various Legacy strategies, Burning Wish was sitting a bit above $10, with foil copies hovering over $40. Definitely not cheap. The Conspiracy value train rolls in, announces the Wish is getting a reprint at the rare level, and boom! Normal copies of the Wish are already under $4 and foils are $25 to $30. Ever needed Burning Wish? Cool, bring some pennies to your local store, or trade them some toilet paper. That's where the value of this card is headed. Feels nice to say that. Another huge reprint in the set, Inquisition of Kozilek, has brought a ton of attention to Conspiracy. This modern discard staple has been above $10 for over a year now, totally unacceptable for an uncommon. While it is reprinted at the rare level in Conspiracy, no one cares. The price is already tanked. Conspiracy copies of Inquisition can be grabbed right now for around $6 each, and the set is barely out yet. Imagine what it'll be in a few weeks when the supply is much greater. This is an example of a low supply situation. There just weren't enough copies to equal demand. Conspiracy is filling that hole so the price tanks. I expect this to settle around $4 to $5, maybe. Great reprint, very effective on the price. A big surprise reprint out of nowhere is Burgeoning. This Stronghold Commander staple went on a financial tear back in April, more than doubling in price and settling north of $25. This had a ton of players in a frenzy. Most were waiting to pick up a copy because even when it was $11, players couldn't justify buying it. Huge debacle. Conspiracy's reprint not only brings the card into a fresh new card frame, it also comes with beautiful new artwork and its first foil printing ever. Huge upgrade for Burgeoning players. Foils will cost you around $40 right now, but that price is dropping fast. Normal copies of this once $30 card, $5 and going down. Welcome to Conspiracy, where everything that gets reprinted gets nuked forever. I love this set. A huge reprint in Conspiracy that I think fell a little under the radar is Ghostly Prison. This Commander powerhouse uncommon has been haunting players' wallets for years now. Despite being printed 4 times, it's only been printed in a real set once, and that was all the way back in Champions of Kamigawa, one of the least popular blocks of all time. A few months back, the card spiked to a whopping $15 on the back of heavy Commander play, in addition to splashes from various modern and eternal strategies. Again, we come back to an issue of supply versus demand. Not only does the reprint of Ghostly Prison drastically increase the supply of the card, thanks to its printing at the uncommon level, but it also gives players a chance to get foil copies on the cheap that aren't the F&M promo version. Copies of Ghostly Prison right now, instead of $15 each, $5 and falling. In a month or two, it'll be a couple bucks at most. That's what getting printed at the uncommon level in a normal set does. Gets your price destroyed forever. Say hello to affordable Ghostly Prisons for the rest of your lives. Feels good. Birds of Paradise gets its 145th reprint in Conspiracy, and honestly, good. It actually needed it, believe it or not. Take a look at this trend. This is not a trend you want to see. Due to a significantly large amount of play in Modern, Birds of Paradise began its rise, creeping up $1 at a time. Even though it's been printed, ready for this, 14 times before, it doesn't matter. Birds of Paradise is one of the premier mana dorks in Magic. By printing the card in Conspiracy, they've effectively cut the card's price in half, dropping it from $8 to $4, and still dropping. This is especially important for those Modern players looking to build Band Eldrazi, Chord Strategies, or Obzan Company. Great foresight, great reprint. Much like Birds of Paradise, Phyrexian Arena's reprint cut its price in half as well, but that isn't why I'm bringing it up. I'm bringing it up because foil Phyrexian Arenas have been impossible to get. While the arena has been printed 6 times, half of those are non-foil only versions. Being printed in Apocalypse 8th and 9th doesn't leave a lot of room for foil copies, believe it or not. This Conspiracy printing opens the door for Commander and Q players who want a pimped Phyrexian Arena, but couldn't afford it until now. Foil copies of the Conspiracy version have already dropped to $30, which is a huge improvement over $50 the past versions cost. Conspiracy, bringing everyone together, how nice. A lot of players focus on the high-value non-foil cards that get reprinted in sets, but rarely pay attention to the legends that get reprinted. That's right. Kami of the Crescent Moon isn't exactly $1 billion, but the foil version from Saviors of Kamigawa, that was $20 before the set list was announced thanks to Commander. A Conspiracy printing with the same artwork has cut that price in half, now only $10 for a foil Kami. It's cards like these that are helped a ton by reprints, pimp Commander staples. We've already seen multiple examples of that in this video alone, and you're about to see more. Can't argue the set isn't doing its job for Commander players, that's for sure. Horn of Greed, it's getting its first foil printing ever. Only printed in Stronghold, this Commander favorite was skyrocketing in price very quickly, more than doubling in the year 2016 alone. This Conspiracy reprint negates that entire price increase, and if you want a foil version of the Horn for the first time ever, it's around $20 right now, sure to go down. Not so bad for the first foil printing. While we're on the subject, there are a few other cards that finally have foil printings for the first time ever, or at least foil printings that aren't from stupidly expensive promo products. Unnerve is getting the foil treatment for the first time ever, as is Beast Within with the Dual Decks artwork. Desertion and Dragonlair Spider are both in this set, so they get normal foil printings that aren't Commander's arsenal, thank goodness for that. And finally, Dismiss has a foil printing for the first time in a real set, promos not included. Just something I thought you'd find interesting. As you can see, Conspiracy Take the Crown is doing exactly what the original Conspiracy did. It came in with its amazing reprints and absolutely destroyed high-value cards. Anything you remember that was reprinted in this set will be worth a fraction of what it was worth forever. Look at these cards from original Conspiracy. They haven't recovered in price yet. That's how impactful the set was on their value. No more $10 Inquisitions, no more $8 Serum Visions, never again. Welcome to the Conspiracy value train. It's a beautiful thing. Let me know what you think of the new set now that you've seen the financial impact it's already had on the market. Do you like these kind of sets? Do you think that these should happen more often? How important is it for Wizards to print sets like this that just demolish card prices? I gotta know what you're thinking. Also, which cards are you gonna pick up now that they're all crazy cheap? Excited to hear what you have to say. As always, subscribe for the latest and most reliable Magic the Gathering information you could ever need. This is the Manosaurus. I'm Wedge. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Wow.